It doesn't matter what they value. Yes, it does matter what they value. Yes, it does matter what they value, Miss Cass. And I think that's another. I think that's another. Okay, as a woman, what do you want to be valued for? It doesn't unless I'm interested in them. True, it doesn't matter unless you're interested in them, but even for the men that you're interested in, what do you think majority of them really value about you?
Hey,
Doc,
Noble.
Dr. Cassie J. Becoming, how are you doing tonight, man?
I'm well, and yourself?
I'm doing well, man. I'm in the hotel lonely, man. I said I'm gonna come on here and talk to you people.
You people, what are you talking about?
I'm gonna come on here and talk to the great doctors of TikTok and things of that nature. Get educated, get informed. So this is what I'm doing, man.
You are a whole mess out here. Yeah, but no, I agree with the things that you're saying. But at the end of the day, when I said what I said about what I see as valuable to me, that's important because self actualization, self awareness, knowing your own self worth, it helps you to be able to put yourself out there in a way where you fully know who you are. And that way, when men approach you, you have conversations with them and you can get to the heart of things a lot faster when you're vetting. So that's important because a lot of women don't know why they're valuable or why they're not. And that's a fact, whether
No,
you
no,
agree or not.
no. I 100% agree with you, but like even when you said like it doesn't matter unless you're interested in them, but like, and I used to say this like as a woman, like, do you want to be like valued for those things that like you say make you more valuable now at your age, or do you want to be valued for your looks and things of that nature? So my question to you is, even for men that you are interested in, do you think that they really value you for those things?
I wasn't talking about what they value me for. I was talking about what I value myself for.
Okay.
And I only listed three things because there are things that a lot of intangible things that are valuable, but I don't have to list those because those are a part of who I am already. Those are my core values. But as I've gotten older, there are things that I've been able to accomplish. As I said, like gaining more wisdom through life experiences and, winning and losing and being able to be a phenomenal mother, now grandmother, being able to do what I need to do to be an example for my children, for them to go out and be successful in the world and find who they are. But I had to get older in order to recognize those things because until you have accomplished those things, you don't know yet.
Okay.
And no, beauty is not something I want a man to value in me because beauty fades.
It fades for most people.
Yeah, beauty fades, but at the end of the day, what is going to keep someone there? What is going to be the thing that at the end of your life you can look at the person that you love or loves you and say, this is why I stayed. These are the things that this individual.
I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. Like for women that men don't want to pursue any sort of like a serious romantic interest with, like they don't care about. They're only valuing her for her beauty and what she has between her legs and if he has an opportunity to get that or not. But like I've always said that like when a man is looking for a girlfriend, a possible wife, a woman that's possibly going to be the mother to his kids one day, he does care about like her character traits. He does care about her qualities, and I know they like to talk about they don't value women's accomplishments and things of that nature. To a degree, they do be caring about those things. So
They absolutely do.
even at my age, men at my age, like nobody just wants to just wife anyone and anything. But all I'm trying to tell Miss Cass and you is that, like, I'm just trying to tell y'all that a lot of the things that like are valuable to y'all, like especially initially, they don't really be valuable to most men.
But Noble, this is the thing. You have to realize I'm not dating anybody your age. You understand what I'm saying? So and believe me, most of my friends are men. I have conversations these are conversations I have with my guy friends all the time. I'm the home girl of a lot of guys. So the things that you may value at 26, 27, 28 years old, it will eventually evolve as you get older, depending on what you experience, what you accomplish, and how you evolve as a man.
Right.
And I promise you, I literally just had a conversation with someone last night about the things that they valued when they were younger and how that shifted the trajectory of their life, but their values changed, not their core values, but their value system changed as it pertained to women, because you start to look at more serious things. You understand? You may want someone who's super fine, but you don't want somebody super fine and dumb.
This is my thing, though, Miss Cass. Like, obviously, you like 17, 18 years older than me, but I hear you talking about like as men change and as they develop, if they evolve like in a certain way, the right way, whatever that means, that their value system is going to change. But like you said, they want somebody fine, but not dumb. But I just think for most men, even in your age demographic, they still want somebody that's fine. It's not
They
like
do.
I've always
They
said
do.
this. Like even I've always said this. Like women, like especially as they get older, even at my age, like even some girls my age is like dating men that like I know for a fact that they're not the most physically attracted to the man, but the man got some stuff going on. So what I'm gonna say is, like as women get older and they start like okay, like they're getting to especially if they're family and marriage minded, that man's physical attraction isn't going to be mean the most to them. So he might not be the most physically attractive, but he works in corporate finance or he's a petroleum or mechanical engineer. And a lot of women says now they're like now they're thinking about his trajectory. So now they're like, you know what? He not fine like Keontae is, but he's gonna provide more stability and provide me a better life in the long run than Keontae. So I'm gonna go for him. Men are not like that, okay? Aren't going to see most men are not going to see most women and not be physically attracted to them, but find out like, she's not a bird brain. Oh, she used to be a middle school principal. She used to be a high school principal. She taught collegiately. She's a doctor. She's all these other things. That's not gonna make most men all of a sudden just like her and want to be with her.
Oh, no, you're right about that. No, you're right about that. Because the thing is, for men and women, the first thing is attraction. And that's all fit. That's pretty physical. But as I said, as you're vetting and you get to the heart of things, because I don't really believe in just dating. You know what I'm saying? I can converse with you, have conversations. If that evolves into more, now we're moving to the courting after the vetting has taken place. Because now I've singled you out or you singled me out, and we're in this. I'm not doing the dating. I don't really do that. But at the end of the day, when you get into those more serious stages, that's where you learn more of those things about that individual. So it is important. Yeah, it's important that you have a physical attraction at first. However, that eventually becomes, something that is just a part of the package. It's not the thing that's going to keep anybody.
I'll say it's not going to. This is my personal opinion. I don't think it's going to 100% definitively keep anyone. Yeah, 100%. What's up, Auntie Renee? I see you. But like at the end of the day, I think most men and women they want to be with someone that they actually like want to kiss. They want to be with someone that they actually want to have sex with. They want to be with someone that like when this girl is like not in her makeup and things of that nature, they actually still want to be attracted to her. They actually still want to lie down in the bed with her. Um, the point I'm trying to make is I'm yapping. The point I'm trying to make is, yeah, physical attraction is not everything, but I think I think it definitely outweighs even those other things. Now, whether that's right or wrong, I don't know, but I'm a young man, but you hear all the people step out on their partner because they lost physical attraction to their partner. Some people are in sexless marriages and things of that nature. Like physical attraction matters. Like
Yes.
a lot of people that have been married for years, when they look back at this isn't talked about enough, especially between these people, but a lot of people lose physical attraction to their partner. Like when you look back at them pictures, you don't look how you used to look and I'm not talking about you specifically, I'm just saying in general.
Honey,
These people,
look, just talk and quit yapping. I'm not worried about you talking about me.
hey, these people can look and be like, you know what? Like, like I'm looking at you at like 28, 32. Like, I couldn't wait to come home and, get in the shower and do whatever after. But now, like, I don't even want to touch you for real. Like, I'm just trying to like be loyal, and that's when people end up stepping out and doing things that ain't so. The point I'm trying to make is physical attraction and initially, but just even keeping up with yourself, because
Yeah, oh, now
especially
that's important. That is important. I mean, come on, Noble. I've had 4 children, sir. So I know how important it is, even after having spine surgery, and I haven't even worked out. Like, but I'm a disciplined eater because I know how important it is to keep my physical body in shape in order to, even if it's just to be here for my kids, to see them continue to grow up and to be here for my grandchildren. That's important. And so that's also a dual purpose because duplicitly, it's going to also be something that attracts someone. But I believe that even after that physical attraction, and you were very, I mean, 100% correct when you were talking about the physical attraction being huge. But again, at the end of the day, what do you have when that physical attraction wanes? That's what I'm saying.
right. Yeah,
Because eventually the physical attraction, it may leave for a minute. And it's
right.
up to you to spice it up and make sure they remember.
Yeah, no, yeah, no, nobody, no, nobody wants to be. Well, let me not say nobody. A certain caliber of men, they don't have, they're never gonna have serious intentions for a woman that's just a bird brain. But I also want to say that, and I believe this, especially like within the past 2 years with women that I've built relationships with. Women are very big on being mentally stimulated, as they like to call it.
Absolutely.
Men are not very big on being mentally stimulated.
No, men want simple things. Men want the simple. Women are a lot more complex than men. Men want the simplistic. I'm telling you, I have these conversations with my homeboys. They want the simple. If look, because I'm the one, hey, y'all come over, I'm cooking. All of them will drop what they're doing. And they'll come eat because they know I'm cooking. That's simple. So if women get the simple things right, there is literally no man you couldn't get or keep. Men want you to be physically fit. They want you to be able to multiply some things if they give you something. They want to be able to eat. They want to be a, they want to be able to have sex. That's just it. That's what it is. I
That-
know the formula.
that's what I'm trying to tell you though. So like when like men are not like, bro, men's not trying to be, oh my gosh, like she mentally stimulates me. No, men want to have sex. Like can you like chef up a nice meal? Like you said, can you multiply? Like can you just like be some sort of like a asset to me? And that's it, bro. Like
And be a gymnast in bed. I mean, that's it.
you give him some peace. That's it, bro. Don't be a head case. That's it. Nobody's like, oh my gosh, like, oh, she mentally stimulates me so much. Like, no, no.
And now I can say that you do have outliers, but it's not without those other things. Those other things are still going to be attached, but you do have those who are mentally stimulated. You know what I'm saying? Who are sapiosexual, and that literally turns them on. But it's not going to be without those other things either.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, and obviously,
Believe me, I've dated some, especially Virgos. Oh Lord, they are that way.
yeah. Maybe it's just because I'm young, but from my age demographic to older men, I've just never. I don't like an honest, and I'm not being disingenuous. Me, 100% honest. I don't think I've ever met a sapiosexual man before.
Oh, I know two for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm not disputing what you're saying at all. I believe you. I'm just saying that I've just never met like a I've never even heard of a sapiosexual man before, because if these men were really so sapiosexual, because a lot of these men that claim to be sapiosexual and try to put out like they're holier than thou, they like the big booty girl, and they're attracted to the big booty girl, and they want the big booty girl just like majority of the other guys. So the point I'm
Yeah,
trying
but
to
they want them at an intellectual capacity that meets or supersedes theirs. That's the thing. Yeah, it doesn't mean that they aren't physically attracted to them, but that's not the thing that will keep them or help them maintain that. That's the thing.
do you think that those things, in past, like yo past marriage and past relationships that you've been in, do you honestly think, Miss Cass, like, especially like what we just talked about, and you know how simple men are, do you think that those things have, like, um kept men in your life, or just, how do I even want to say this? Do you think that those things have like made men just like, just value you more?
Um,
more
yes,
more than your physical attraction, and more than you being feminine and not being a head case.
yes, but I can tell you why. I could tell you my last relationship. Yeah, it absolutely, and to this day we are still, I mean, very close friends because of that thing. Because sometimes men want to be able to have a conversation with someone, and they be able to help them solve a problem. I think that's a big thing, especially when guys have been with women who did nothing but cause problems. And again, remember I said, even for those sapiosexuals, it is not without the other things that I named.
Let me ask you a question, because I talked about this briefly with you like in the past, but you know obviously, like, again, like, like, it's not a secret, like, you're very attractive, you're one of the older women that you have your pick of the litter from 22 all the way to 65. So the question I want to ask you, because I've asked you this before, like how you've went about being a woman that you know men might not necessarily care, or even if that's not the case with them, they might not really be attentive to what you're saying because of how you look. So my question to you is, when you do meet new men, or you're like vetting or whatever, do most men, from like your experiences, do you feel that they actually, like, make it past, like, okay, well, I see what she looks like, but she actually has some like good stuff to say. She articulates herself well. She's eloquent. She's saying some very profound stuff. Do you think a lot of men actually make it past that for you?
I don't have to think. I know a lot of men don't.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
I think I've shared that with you before, though. But see, that's the thing. I'm also one of those people because I do have the opportunity, and I'm thankful. I'm blessed. But I've also made it my business to preserve myself for that reason, especially after getting divorced in my 30s. You understand? So the thing is I believe that there is somebody for me. And I am not in a rush. If it doesn't happen, hey, it just doesn't happen. But I believe that it will. But at the end of the day, it will have to be someone who is special, someone who is for me. And I'm willing to take the time to weigh those options.
Um, you told me something in private. I'm not gonna like speak on it, but like I'm about to say something. You're about to know what I'm like getting at. So there's this girl that's a friend of mine, um like one of the very few women that I can actually say I have a genuine pure friendship with, because for most women, for whatever reason, they don't try to have like a pure friendship with me. A lot of the times it's men that's not trying to have the pure friendship with the women. A lot of women don't be having wanting to have pure friendships with me, and they end up self-sabotaging the relationship. But that's another discussion. This woman and I became friends because she asked me about, would I be in a relationship with a woman that I'm not, going to have the opportunity to sleep with. And I told her no. Um and because of that, I said, because of that, you and I will not be able to be anything more than friends. I didn't lie to her. I didn't tell her that, what, that's fine. I'm the same way, and, we can work towards becoming whatever. But I told her that, I told her what a lot of men are going to do when she tells them those things. And I told her how they're going to say, what, yeah, that's fine, that's okay, and they're gonna try to make you, go against what you believe and like what you're trying to do. I told her how men are gonna tell her like, oh, I'm the same way and things of that nature, and she's told me that that's what she's been experiencing. So you told me what you told me, so I want to know. I don't know, when you decided to like start moving like that, but when you've communicated that with men, because I know you would communicate that with the man that's like that's courting you or whatever. Have you had any instances where it was like, what, that's okay, I'm working to be this holy man, this man of God, but as time went by, they clearly wasn't about what they were telling you that they were initially about.
Oh, my cutoff game is strong. and and the thing is for me, and this is not for anyone else, because the thing is I know that regardless of what I may or may not say, and that's not something I just come out and say, Noble. That's not something I come out and say. What I leave that for them finding out later. I leave that because the thing is, sex is not going to be the first thing I talk about. I'm genuinely interested in trying to know you. Now, if it comes up in conversation, then that's fine. And I'm very open and willing to discuss it and talk about it. However, that's not what I'm going to initially lead with. And men are always going to play the long game. Please believe. Because let me tell you, I got friends to this day who said, man, Cassie, I've been friends with you forever, man. If I got the opportunity, and I'll be like, boy, but I know too much about you. It'll never happen. But even with me saying it'll never happen, that ain't gonna stop them. You know what it does? It puts fuel under them.
Yeah.
It puts fuel under them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But because I know that and I'm secure with who I am and my choices and my decisions, it doesn't bother me. I can still be friends with them, but I move a little differently. Because you know what? Hey, I won't be taking you to the pool with me. I'm nothing. You get no real intimate time with me anymore because I know what you're doing.
Okay, we're about to talk about this now.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, so first of all, I don't see those men. You can see them as your friend, but me, Noble, I don't see those men as your friend. And I'm going to tell you what I believe, and this is just my opinion. You know, you can agree or disagree, and when you speak, you can touch on anything that I say. But I personally believe that a lot of men and women do not have genuine, pure friendships. And when I say genuine, pure friendships, I personally, you know what, you, T Time, and I and another lady talked about this like a while back. I personally believe that if a man or woman would sleep with someone given the opportunity to, or sees that person in that light, that's not someone that's actually like they don't. That's not that person's. That they're not genuinely a friend to that person. It's not a pure friendship. Um, if you as a man, um, yeah, and I just think a lot of, but I think it's more so on the men, but it doesn't get talked about with the woman a lot because, you know, for some men, women have no interest in being like having a pure friendship with them, and
Right.
I can speak from that like from experience because you always hear all these women talk about how they thought a guy was their friend, but you know he communicated with them or he tried to make a pass at them, and then when they rejected him, then the relationship was non-existent.
Right.
There or so. I'm just saying that if you was I don't think people like I don't consider no woman that I slept with. I don't consider them a friend. Like I don't. To me personally, if two people have sex, like y'all not friends anymore. Like y'all can be acquaintances, y'all can be associates, but if we like were hunching before, me personally, no, seriously, if we were hunching before, I can't consider you to be my friend. Like if you're really my friend, I don't think people that are friends like have sex with each other or should want to have sex with each other or even given the chance to would want to have sex with that person because that's really your friend. But
I agree. I agree in some respect. And I promise you, I've had this conversation. But I don't think there is any male friend that I have that wasn't physically attracted to me when they met me. But because there were so many other levels of connection, and these are not people I've slept with. I haven't slept with my friends,
right,
but we have real and open, transparent conversations.
right,
And so, because I could tell them, oh, yeah, if that was something I wanted to do, you wouldn't be the last person I choose. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So I have true, genuine relationship. And I promise you, it's only four people. It's four guys. And
yeah,
and the others are simply acquaintances. But
right.
these are people. If I was in a life and danger situation, I know I could call them. I know they'd be there, and vice versa. Like these are people who were there for me when my brother was killed. You understand what I'm saying? So, and also we also went to either college or high school together. So we have history. And they've either been in marriages, gotten divorced, or one of them has never been married. And he wants to live his life that way. He doesn't want to be married. You understand? And I can respect that, but I learned so much from all of them. And we have amazing dialogue about it. However, I like to know that if, in the situation where if they are, attracted to me, I want to know that. Because I need to know how to move around. I need to know how to move around them. Like for real.
Miss Cass.
I'm being dead serious.
If look, okay. Before I say what I'm about to say, have any one of these four men, whether directly or indirectly, ever told you that you know what, like these four men, not the acquaintances, these four men that you consider to be your genuine male friends, have any of them directly or indirectly ever told you that you know what, if you ever gave me the opportunity to wax that ass, that I would? Has that ever happened?
Um, so you haven't been listening to our conversation?
I have.
Okay, because you wouldn't be asking that question if you did. I literally told you that one of them said Oh Lord, D Rose, shut up. You are so silly. He is so silly. Oh my God. I told you one of them, and this is one from high school. And it's so hilarious because he went through a divorce and all that good stuff, and that was an experience we shared that me and the others didn't share. And I told him, I was like, you've been liking me since high school, you know what I'm saying? That's cool, and I knew that. However, I felt like like he could be physically attracted to me, and he's already told me that before. But the thing is again, our history and our relationship is built on so much more. And he did tell me, just listen, he did tell me. He was like, yeah, he's like, man, if you ever gave me a chance, I would. He said, but it's not worth losing this friendship over. He already knew, because I'm not going to be friends. Like, I'm not going to be close friends with anybody I've been with. Not at all. But I do feel like when you hold a particular valuable value in someone's life, they are willing to forfeit that one thing in order to keep you in their life in a different capacity, because I'm more valuable in that capacity. He know he can go have sex with other women. It ain't gonna be with me.
I'm going to respectfully disagree with that last part, Miss
Well,
Cass.
that's you.
That's where I think it's a very thin line. You as a woman look at it as like, you know what? He actually values our relationship so much that he's willing to forego this. But me as a man, I see that as just another man that's, look, I said this when Tea Time and I had the conversation. I've always told women this. And again, women do this as well, but we're talking about men. Men will relegate themselves to the friend zone, all in hopes that one day, and not every man does this, because I don't do this. There are a lot of men that don't do this, but there are a lot of men that do. Men will relegate themselves to the friend zone, all in hopes that one day, that woman finally cracks the door open a little bit and gives them an opportunity to go through. Some men will really play the long game that long. This woman,
Right.
this woman will be in a relationship. Cassie got a girlfriend. Oh, I'm still just a friend. Cassie is married. I'm still just a friend. Cassie is divorced. I'm still just a friend. Cassie's been in other relationships since she's been divorced. I'm still just a friend. They still they and a lot of the times it could be a pipe dream, but they're still holding on to that chance. And that don't mean that they're not dating other women or sleeping with other women. But he still wants that, so he's still gonna hold out. And like I don't think a lot of women really like I said, you see it like, oh man, he values our relationship so much he's willing to forego it. Call him. It's 1:15 or it's 12:15 in
Yeah,
Houston
right.
right now. Call. I always tell women that since that guy's your friend so much, call him during the hours of 12 to 2 a.m. and tell him to come over, and let's see how much of a friend he is to you.
But
Just
he
so
was.
I say that one last thing. I say it to say, since you and other women like, man, this guy, he just values our relationship so much he's willing to forgo that. Well, call him right now and tell him to come over, and let's see if he still feels the same way.
And I understand what you're saying. However, I also know that in our relationship, our friendship, I could call him. I could definitely call him right now and say, "Hey, I'm not feeling good. Will you come lay with me?" That nigga will run.
Okay.
I literally just said to you that I know men will play the long game, but at the end of the day, I'm resolute. There won't be a chance. And he knows that because I am very firm in what I say and what I do. It's just what it is. It's me knowing that he knows me. He knows me so well. I don't care how down on my luck. I don't care if I'm in a horn dog mode or whatever. He understands it's not going to happen. He knows that. Even if he has hope that one day it still will happen, he knows it is not. But that don't keep him that I can't stop him from being delusional.
Right.
Just like you can't stop a woman that wants you that you done already kicked to the curb from being delusional.
Right.
I'm a real
100%
you know
agree.
that. You know I'm a realist. And so that doesn't mean that, that desire leaves him, but he understands that after that conversation, we don't have to have it anymore.
I want to say two things. And we gonna get to what you just said, Auntie Renee, about people being friends and then becoming married. But two things before we even get to that. I'm someone that wholeheartedly believes this as well. If a man or woman, let's talk about men coming on to women, since I'm talking to you right now. If a man initially comes on to you, trying to make a pass at you as more than a friend, he's like clearly, like directly or indirectly communicating that. When you reject him, or like politely put him down, and he says, "Well, okay, like let's just be friends. Then we can be friends." I don't know. Like there are some women that will be like, okay, like he just accepted that I'm not gonna, you know, um, be more than a friend to him, but he's cool with just being friends. We could entertain that possible. No, he just communicated to you. He just made a pass at you to be more than a friend. You can't think that all of a sudden now he's just gonna instantly relegate himself to the friend zone. That's not your friend, and that's not a man that has any intention on being your friend. And then the last thing I wanted to say is I think the relationships like that are really dangerous, Miss Cass. I think relationships where, like, especially like the dynamic that you and this man have, to where, like, y'all have had the conversation, like you said, even though you can't stop him from being delusional, this creates a lot of resentment in the man that's playing this waiting game or in the woman that is playing this waiting game. Because while they're being delusional and holding on, hoping that, this person's going to crack the door open one day, they're seeing you date other men. They're seeing you date other women. Some of these men be so down bad. They're actually on the phone with these women, and these women are telling them about their dealings with other men. It creates it creates resentment in these people, serious resentment, and they might not show it, you might not see it, but it's definitely there. Like
Oh,
that man
absolutely.
has, like that friend of yours, he has a lot of resentment for you. You might
I
not
don't
see it
think
like that,
so.
but he definitely has resentment for you.
Yeah,
Because
I get what you're
it's always like,
saying.
why is it not me? Why is it always somebody else? Why is it never me?
But Noble, see, that's the thing. When that conversation came up, it was because we were all in a conversation about that thing in particular. So when all of this came out, everybody was asked and we all shared. You understand what I'm saying? So it was not like he's made passes or anything like that. No, he's never done that. That's what I'm saying. So I think so we are not monoliths. Okay. We are not monoliths. Every relationship will be different. And I agree that there may be resentment. But if there has been resentment, that's something we've talked about. You understand? Like when you get my age, you don't really care about hurting people's feelings. You have conversations, and in conversations, like literally, that has never been an issue, and resentment hasn't ever really been an issue at all. It really hasn't, because like when he got a girl, like I become friends with the girlfriend, like for real, and they know it's no issue because I don't want this dude. He's just been my friend since we were 14 years old. That's it. And the thing is we live in different places. Yogi,
Hey,
quit.
Auntie Renee, I'm gonna talk about it, man.
Quit.
I'm gonna get to Auntie
Quit.
Renee. I'll let her finish.
Quit. Just like he has become friends with the guy I dated for the last few years or whatever. And the crazy thing is, even after us breaking up, like they still homeboys. They still homeboys, and I don't have no problem with that. I'm bringing people together, but I don't. I'm just bringing people together out here. I'm healing the
You need to
world.
stop, man. You need to stop. That's not funny. She said, I'm bringing people together.
But no, no, but I agree that that could cause issues. And the thing is I would never want a relationship literally that's been 40 years, almost 30 years, 40 years, to be ruined because of something like that. And that's why we do have those talks where, we're checking temperatures, we're checking in with each other, because I think when you value someone, you value how they feel. And I think that's important. So, and we have had the conversation, if you need to take some space away, do that. You know what I'm saying? Take some time away. It doesn't mean we're not going to be friends. It doesn't mean that if you call me, I won't come running. If you need me, I won't be there. I don't think that's an issue. But I do think that you need to know how that person feels. And if it gets to a point where they can't take it, then I believe that's when you do have a conversation and you may have to sever the ties for real. But I think that's a part of maturity too, because you got to know when to walk away.
Hey, Miss Cass, you talking about, he getting a girlfriend and you meeting the girlfriend and becoming cool with the girlfriend. That don't mean anything, Miss Cass.
No, but if I don't want them.
Maybe it's just the biology of a man and the biology of a woman, and I'm not a woman. There's just, and I know this, and I've acknowledged this to women. There's just certain things that I'm just never ever going to really be able to fully stand and grasp because I'm not a woman. And I say that to say, you meeting the girlfriend, and becoming cool with her and things of that nature, to me as a man, that does not mean anything, Miss Cass. That's still part of the play. That's still
I believe that.
part of the long run play. And then him becoming, him becoming cool with Cassie's new man. That's still part of the play. That's a way for me to keep myself around and still remain close. And then when Cassie break up with dude, and I still got a relationship with, I'm telling you as a man, bro. Now, like I said, he might not give that energy around you, but that resentment is there, and he's probably even communicated that in some form or fashion to the now, to the ex-man. But
I agree with that.
You're not really gonna be able to ever grasp that as a woman. You like, oh man, that's my homeboy. Like I be around him and his home. No, there's resentment there. Because for those people, it's always, why is it not me? Why is it always somebody else? Why am I continuously forever in the friend zone? There is resentment there.
I believe that. I'm not knocking that. Remember, I just shared with you. I agree. I agree that could possibly be an issue. But again, that's when you have to make the choice to walk away from that friendship or to remain and deal with what fallout may happen. And I think that also comes with knowing who you are and then knowing that individual, because if things change in a way that's uncomfortable for either of you, then you need to be mature enough to walk away.
I think you and women in your position, when you come across those things, I think you need to walk away right away. Because like I said, they have men like in your instance to where they're not going to actually give the woman that energy, and they're not going to like really express their resentment. But like I said, those types of relationships are very dangerous because there are some men that are unhinged or eventually become unhinged, because those men that eventually become unhinged, they're walking crock pots. They're just waiting to explode. There comes a time to where, like I said, I'm tired of being in the friend zone. Why am I always in the friend zone? Why are you always telling me about who you're talking to, who you're dealing with? Why is it never me? Why can't it never be me? And sometimes that gets very dangerous to the point where the man is, letting that energy out on the woman in a negative way. So that's playing dangerous games to me. But hey,
I Right. I mean, I can see that perspective and I can respect that perspective. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I can agree with that because I think it's a great example. But again, I don't think that our relationships, our people are monoliths. And so there may be that time where, yeah, somebody may be a crock pot. They may be a walking crock pot. And again, I agree with you on that fact. Again, though, if before that crock pot explodes, you're going to see perspiration. You're going to see condensation. You're going to see a lot of things that give you clue. Oh, yes, you do, sweetheart. Yes, you do. Because they're going to mess up in some way. And the thing is if I feel any type of way, I will walk away before I put them in danger because I'm real unhinged if I have to be.
Right.
I'm real unhinged if I have to be, but I prefer not to be that way. I'm willing to walk away for their safety and for the safety of myself. And also just because of the history, I'm okay with walking away. And I believe they would be the same way. And look, if they ain't, then, I tell them choose a number between 9 and 380 and I got you. I'll meet you where you are. I'm just saying.
Okay. I need to okay, no, we about to shift gears here. I need to know from you, Miss Cass. Again, I'm gonna repeat this again because it's important for context. As someone like yourself that men your damn son's age, all the way to men that's about to retire this year, if they had their chance at bat, they would take it with Dr. Cassie J. Becoming. Why do you think that a lot of women become so age conscious and kind of become insecure about their age as they get older? I said what I think it is earlier. I did acknowledge that, society itself does, for whatever reason, try to age shame women and try to make them feel like they're less valuable as they get older. But I want to know from you, from one of the women that's, blessed, that's still that's still the same for you when you were 25, when you're about to be 44. Why do you think women become so conscious of their age as they get older?
I think that number one, as we get older, we evolve and we don't really understand who we are and who we are becoming. Number one, I think, but I think a little deeper than some people. For me, and because 30 to 40, it was difficult for me because I had to, learn a whole different side of myself. But I think some become conscious, are self-conscious about it because they haven't done what they needed to do as a woman to look out for themselves and take care of themselves. I think that's one thing. And then with society and then the influx on social media, I think that kind of adds to the issue. I think that adds to the issue because you're comparing yourself, and I don't believe in the game of comparison. I don't, personally.
When you say when they're comparing themselves, what can you please elaborate on that? What exactly do you mean?
So you see all these beautiful younger women who get the men who may be in my age range and up, and they're set for life, or they're able to live their little dreams, because of the beauty, and right. and that sometimes makes women question.
Yeah.
It makes them question and think about their choices they made at that age. It makes them question and think about where they could possibly be. And many times they have to bow out. A lot of times in their mind, they take themselves out of the game because they have literally compared themselves so much to what they see. And what they don't understand is people only post highlight reels. Okay. People are only posting highlight reels. We already know life is hard and it only gets harder. So I think they compare themselves and then they end up getting themselves in a mindset where they begin to devalue themselves because of that.
Yeah, again, I'm not a woman, but um, I think some of what you said does happen, but I honestly just think it's more so just um, just coming to the grips of reality. Like I said, most of these women, this specific set of women that we're speaking on, that are having these issues when they were 22 to 30 years old, the titties was sitting a certain way. The ass was, they used to be able to, like, they used to have to jump in the jeans, and the jeans used to, like, look a certain way. And when they used to go outside, men was on their bumper. Men was opening the door for them. Men was trying to buy them a drink. Men was coming up to them and asking them how they doing, trying to start conversation with them. And as they got older, cold stop.
Absolutely.
Miss Cass can go outside, and she has to tell the men my age, like, baby, you too young. Like, it's never gonna be that. She has to tell she has to deal with men her age, and she has to deal with men older than her. It hasn't stopped. So the point I'm trying to make is there's a group of women that still hasn't stopped for them, and they have even men that are significantly younger than them trying to, like, shoot at them, if you will. So I just think it's honestly just coming to grips with reality more so than even looking at our your daughter on TikTok or your daughter on Instagram and whoever else on social media.
But I think that's a part of it. That's the part of the reality check, Noble. It's many facets that come into that, and that literally it shakes people into their reality. That's what I was saying. We're saying the same thing. I just elaborated a little more. I think that shakes people into the reality, and it sets in. Because I know women my age who have literally, they just say, you know what, I'm gonna get me a dog. And they are literally setting themselves up to be alone for the rest of their lives.
Right.
But their reality is not mine, honey.
And another thing I want to say is, and it's not, but you know, and that's and I've spoken on this before. Okay, you know what? You're right now, because I just thought about even things that I've said in the past before. I've said a lot of these older women are competing with are trying to compete, because they're not competing. Most of them are not competing at all. They're trying to compete, and like you said, that does come from the comparison. Looking at Ariana on TikTok and Instagram, and looking at these other girls.
With her beautiful self, with her beautiful fine self, baby. My baby is it.
Oh, she is. Um, but yeah, I've also said they've grown a lot of resentment for the younger woman as well. They've grown a lot of resentment for the younger woman because, again, the men in their age demographic don't want anything to do with them and are dating younger. So now a lot of women in your age demographic like to do is they like to try to age shame these men, like that's gonna make them like want to deal with them, and it's not. They're still gonna want to date younger women, but they have a lot of resentment for the younger woman, but I think they have more resentment for women like yourself. They have more resentment for the women that are in their age demographic, and when them and Ariana go outside, the man is over there contemplating, like, do I want to go right or do I want to go left? I'm gonna win. It's a good move either way I go, but which way do I want to go? And she might be approaching her mid 40s, but she looked like she's in her late 20s, early 30s. So we don't even, I didn't even, like, damn, you're that old. I didn't even know you were that old. So I honestly think I think they have the most resentment for women like yourself. What do you have
I
to say about that?
I agree wholeheartedly with that. And that is probably the reason why I don't have, like, my friends are literally my daughters. I have no friends, no female friends in my age range. And I had a couple. but they just kind of dwindled off because I am very confident. I'm also not one of those women that's gonna be outside all the time. I ain't got time for all that. I don't do girl trips because again, I'm crazy. I'm always asking, choose a number between 9 and 380, and I promise we gonna hit something. And I look absolutely amazing in orange. Check my picture from today. Okay. And so I'm not for games like that. So my daughters, my 22-year-old daughter, my 26-year-old daughter, those are absolutely my best friends. And they couldn't be my friend until they became of age.
Right.
Cause I ain't never been one of their little friends. I was always a mother. So yeah, I think it's important that I understand that. And so I am very friendly. I can be in conversation with women, but to have them close to me, I don't even do it.
I'm
I don't
already
even do it.
I'm already knowing because I mean I've heard I mean I've heard not just from you, I've heard women in your age demographic say that, but like I think that's honestly just across the board, Miss Cass. Like for whatever reason, like woman will start resenting and becoming envious towards another woman simply because of how she looks and the attention that she's able to get from certain caliber of men. Like, I don't know, and I've spoken on this before. In a lot of these girls groups, Miss Cass, there's always one girl that like so like here's the girls group, okay? We got Cassie, we got Ariana, and we got your 26-year-old daughter. Those are three of the four. Those three are fine. And then we got, Shirley. Shirley don't look nothing like the other three, but for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because of her personality. She's just a good person. Cassie and Ari and them, they rock with her. So when it's girls' night out and whatnot, Shirley is gonna tag along with us. But when we go outside, the men only want to talk to Cassie, Ari, and the 26-year-old. They don't want to talk to Shirley. They don't want to buy Shirley no hookah. They don't want to buy her a drink. They don't want to have conversation with her. So now it's like, you know what? Noble came up trying to talk to Cassie. And it's not even, and when I say cock blocking, it's not even like, Noble is trying to sleep with Cassie. Noble is really just trying to have a conversation with Cassie. But you so mad and just being stuck up because Cassie got people trying to talk to her. Ari got people trying to talk to her. The 26-year-old got people trying to talk to her, and you just sitting there looking stupid. Sorry, excuse my language. You just sitting there looking stupid and angry. So now every man that come over and try to talk to one of them, you like giving them the cold shoulder. And it's not good for the women that are the insecure one. But why? The point I'm trying to make is there's a reason that she's insecure. And like, being in those type of situations, it does create resentment and they become envious of those other women that are supposed to be their friends.
Absolutely. But again, that's why I say I don't do, you even on here, you see that, have a lot of girls that say they're girls. Honey, I ain't never been a girl's girl. Never. I've never been one from a young age all the way to now. But that's something my mother warned me about though, because she said, if you can find one great girlfriend, you stick with them. But you know what? My one great girlfriend is my sister. That's the one I talk to about everything, literally. And thankfully I have a sister, but having someone outside of that, no. I had a best friend that we were literally best friends from sixth grade all the way through our adult years. I saw her through a divorce. She saw me through my divorce. I mean, literally. I mean, everything. But because I would not open up to her the way she wanted me to open up to her, she walked away from a 30+ year relationship. And you know what? I was absolutely okay with that. You know why? Because if my friendship was truly important to you, you will allow me to be who I am without stipulations or conditions. That's what a real friend does. There are no stipulations. There are no conditions. I'm going to accept you for who you are and how you are. And I want the same thing. And so that's the reason why I've never had those type of girl friendships. Never done it. And I don't believe I'm going to start at 44.
It's too it's people like to say, "Oh no, it's never too late." Sometimes it do be too late, man. Like you, like I mean, for you to like come across, and this is another thing, though. This is another thing. Even, but woman, I don't know, man. I'm not a woman, so I can't speak to why it's like this. But like, even in some cases, Miss Cass, it's like all or most of all of the women in the friend group are fine, and then they start competing with each other, Miss Cass. So now Shirley not there no more, right? So Shirley, we don't gotta worry about Shirley no more. Everyone's getting attention, but now it's like now that everyone's getting attention, we're now they start competing with each other. And it's like, why are you
Absolutely.
competing with your friend?
Absolutely. And you know what? And this is something I always say. And I've heard several people say it in just in real life and on social media. Single women keep single women single. I mean, literally, single women keep single women single because they get so caught up in what the other has or what the other doesn't have that they lose sight of really why are we here? If we are here to support each other, I don't have time to compare myself to you. I just don't. I have other things in life to accomplish. I am not too old to look like you now. I've literally changed my entire career path doing something different, great. I love it. But I don't think I would have that outlook on life if I was caught up with friends who were comparing themselves to me, or I felt like I needed to compare myself to, because then I would lose sight of accomplishing things that I need to and want to accomplish before I leave this earth.
And you know what, Miss Cass? Big Sean, what's good, OG? What's good? I feel very sad. You know, you grew up in a time where you didn't have no damn Instagram, you ain't have no damn TikTok and all these other social medias. I feel sad for the Arianas of the world. You know, girls that's like 21, 22 years old, and whether it's because of their beauty or whether it's because of a product or service that they're selling slash providing, you know they have like this, they built this platform and this social media following, and like I said, especially at an age that young, now you as a girl, you are going to have a lot of girls like on the competition like type stuff with you. So
Yep. Yep.
I kind of feel sad for like someone like Ariana, honestly.
You're absolutely right. And you know what's funny? I so she has a little friend group, but I can say they've been friends since like middle school, elementary school, middle school.
Uh-huh.
And she other female friends have attempted to be her friend. But one thing I can say, she has done a great job of weeding people out. And literally, only two people that truly still remain are her two friends that she's had the longest relationship with. And I'm happy for them. They're like sisters. But at the end of the day, as you get older, you still don't know if those things will remain the same because we all evolve, we all change. There is nothing consistent in this world but time and change. And it's going to happen. And Father Time never loses. Time is always going to tell. Hi, Big Sean. How are you? Miss Vaughn, I say it's safer not to date, honey. If you don't want to deal with the rigmarole, yeah, don't.
Give me 1 minute, Miss Cass. I gotta call a Uber for my dad. Give me 1 minute. I'm about to speak on the last thing that you just said. Give me 1 minute though.
All right, while we're waiting on Noble, Are there any questions that anyone in the chat may have? Because, hey, I'm in the mood to answer. Miss Vaughn, how is your relationship with your daughter? How old is she? And I have a 17-year-old daughter too, but she's not ready to be my friend yet. I don't play that. I know, right? They don't want to go up. We can let them up. It's nobody but mods in here almost. Oh Lord, it's 12:46, honey. I have to finish binge watching my little Your Honor show. Noble got me up here talking. He yapping. I guess we're both yapping though. Hi Ozzy, how are you, dear? 3 months. No, how old is your daughter? Yogi, I think it's a great conversation too. Absolutely great. And I think because I taught education for so long, I have stayed connected to younger people. And I think that is very important that you have conversations with individuals that are not always in your age group, because it keeps you abreast on the changes that some of these younger generations are experiencing. Because I'm Gen X, and I think Noble may be Gen Z, or maybe he's I don't know. Hey Noble, what?
I think I'm millennial. I think I'm tail
Yeah,
end of millennial.
okay, yeah, because I think my daughter, because she'll be
Give me
27 this
1 minute,
year.
Miss Cass. I'm about to be right back. Give me 1 minute. Keep talking to them. I can hear y'all.
Okay. But yeah, I think it's important that you intermingle, because that's the only way that you will gain wisdom as times change. So I have a 17-year-old daughter, a 22-year-old daughter, a 26-year-old daughter. I have a 19-year-old son, and I like to know the things that they are facing and things that they are going through, because many times it's very different than what I experienced as a Gen Xer. It's madly wow sometimes. And I feel sorry for those, like as Noble said, that are in that Gen Z generation, that have to experience things that I never had to experience. Some of them don't realize, how social media can quickly destroy you. But honey, if they would have found out some of the things we did growing up, a lot of us would be destroyed, especially in Gen X, because we had no parental supervision. Hey, Easy, how are you? We had no parental supervision sometimes. But I think it's important that we have conversations like this, and we do so in an honest, open, and transparent way. I think it's important to get hot in every conversation that you have with people. Be honest, open, and transparent, because that's the only way iron sharpens iron. Like real talk. And all y'all I'm saying hello to, y'all need to say hello back. I see some of my friends rolling through here. Oh, your first comment was filtered. It was, Miss Vaughn, because I didn't see it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are back in good action. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, she talking about, oh, yeah, it's important to talk to, like, younger people. She likes talking to me, okay, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
Miss Cass has talked to me like to the wee hours of the morning a few times on here, okay? Like, she likes talking to me. She not just gonna talk to any young man, okay? Like, let's, like, I know a lot, some of y'all don't be liking to admit that y'all rock with Noble, but she likes talking to me, okay?
No, well, I have never not said that. Okay, I do enjoy speaking to you, but when you talk to me with sense. You be on here sometimes. You already know, because on them days, I zip in and out. I say, hey, throw you a gift and go on about my business.
Because you're someone that I can talk to with sense. Like you're someone I don't know, man. Some of these people on the I don't know if it's just the internet thing, because like in real life, some of the way that I know I'm aware that there's people alive that conduct themselves a certain way, but like for the most part in real life, a lot of the ways that these women and these men be conducting themselves on here, it's not something that I see in my real life. Like you're getting all in your feelings because someone has a different perspective than you, because someone has a different point of view than you, because
Right.
someone disagrees with something that you said. Like they can't disagree, like they have to disagree with you. And one thing about me, like once you start disrespecting, I'm going to disrespect back. I wasn't raised to like, give them the other cheek or whatever it is. Like I wasn't raised like that. I have a Nigerian mother. Okay, like very very prideful. Just like I wasn't raised like my mom would be disgraced if she ever even heard about me letting people on the internet, bums at that, talk crazy to me. It's just never gonna happen.
Why you gotta call
Like
my mom so?
woman or man, but like men don't even play with me like that. Like even on the internet. But these women, I don't know what be going on with them. But what I was gonna say, Miss Cass, is you was talking about Ari having like her friend group since she was a kid. And I was gonna say, there really is levels to life, and there's levels to like success. And I can tell you that I've learned that winning is just very problematic. um there are people that they used to like really be at the bus stop with you. They used to ride the same bus as you. They knew you when like in school, like you were like had to rotate your clothes. They knew you when you had like three pair of shoes for the whole school year. They knew you when you wasn't getting all the new clothes and you wasn't getting the retro Jordans like when they came out. So like for people that like have seen you and been with you during those times, it can be kind of weird. I don't even know how they be feeling, but there's like it can for unfortunately it can create some serious. I keep saying these words tonight. It can create some serious resentment and envy towards those people. You got some people that'll like genuinely be happy and they'll be inspired and they'll be motivated because they're like, you know what? I've been in the same position as this person and they've been able to elevate and get to this position. I can definitely do the same thing. Like we were in the same position, we were allotted the same opportunities, but then you got other people that like you would think like, damn, like bro, like we were like sandbox, like we really been like friends since elementary, middle school. You should be happy for me, but like I'm winning too much to a point now to where you're starting to hate and become envious now. So
Absolutely.
you would think and hope that like damn man, like like her Ariana and this girl used to do ballet. They've been doing ballet together since fifth grade. We got all the recital pictures, but now that girl don't even like Ariana no more, and it's just because of like some attention stuff.
Absolutely. But see, that's the thing that I don't know if you heard when I said that, because there were some that, she had, since middle school and high school. And I said she's down to those two, because as we grow in life, our friends aren't always meant to grow with us. And she understands that. And so like it was hard for her to walk away from one. But she had to. Hey,
How
Kanai.
you doing?
And
Yeah,
and
no,
and
TikTok tonight.
that's something I've always taught my daughters. If you have a friend who gets to a point where they become envious, I say they're sipping on E and J. You're sipping on E and J. That means envy and jealousy. Then
Yep.
they are not your friend, and they may have been a friend for a season, but they are not your friend for life.
It's crazy, Miss Guys. Like I said, it's very problematic. And then when you're attractive and the boys that they like don't like them, but they like you, or the girls that they like don't like them, but they like you and they're giving you attention. I'm gonna send you this video that I saw like the other day too, Miss Cass.
Okay.
This girl, she basically said, you know what? I'm gonna just play it since I
Okay, go
got
ahead.
it out of here because it aligns perfectly with what we're discussing.
And I don't know why you got me up so late. I need to be finish binge watching my show.
I don't have you up late. You like talking to me. I don't know why you trying to act like you ain't done this before. It's always, oh, Noble got me. Noble don't got nobody up doing a damn
No,
thing.
because actually, this is my time of day. This is my time of day anyway.
Exactly. Oh, here go the video. Here go the video.
Okay.
Listen to this, y'all.
Getting older is realizing that you don't need a lot of people in your circle. You don't need a gang of friends. You probably need a good solid 3, maybe 5. Learn the difference between friends, associates, and people you just talk to. Acquaintances. Because real friends, people that gonna ride for you, whatever, hold you accountable, do those type of things, hold you to your word, those are rare. Getting older is realizing like you don't have a lot of friends. You have acquaintances, you have associates, you have people you cool with. I can literally probably count on my hand how many real friends I have. I don't know. It's easy to say everybody your friend when you was like in high school growing up and stuff, but like when you're an adult, a friend to me now is not what a friend was to me back then. Not even close. Getting older is realizing
I agree 110% with her, and that's literally the life lesson that my mother told me. Literally. So you have you have acquaintances, you have people that you're cool with, you have your on and off your own and off cool people. But if I call you a friend, you are my friend.
Right.
And but the thing is, I also believe that a real friend understands that sometimes that friendship may end and we have to just admire what we had from afar. Period.
Yeah. That yeah, that can be kind of tough, but that's true though. That's
But
that
again, that's about embracing change. If you realize, and I think the older you get, the more you understand. Again, the two things that are constant in life is time and change. And time and change is going to happen to everybody, but Father Time is going to always win. Time will always reveal itself. So that means when change happens, time will reveal if those people are meant to be in your life or if it's time to walk away. That's just what it is.
no, that's 100% fact. It's just to me it's just sad and unfortunate of the terms that a lot of supposed to be friendships and relationships be ending on. No, that's just what and they said, you can only be disappointed when you had expectations, but so I don't know if disappointed is the word to use, but it just be like damn, yo. Like, I saw so much more in you and thought so much higher of you than, the behavior that you display. I'm not even trying to sound funny, but it's just be
And,
crazy.
and yeah, it may hurt, but the thing is you realize in the long run that people, and this is how I look at people that come and go in my life. People never belong to me. If
Facts.
they are in my life, they are in my life for the moment, and however long those moments extend to are fine with me because I'm either learning a lesson, learning something, they are learning a lesson, learning something. Hopefully I've shared something with them that they can learn. And I've learned something from them in the process. But you know what? The lesson may be in you walking away. And the thing is, I believe that we have to learn from every situation. I just don't take ownership of people anymore. I learned that, especially after going through the death of my brother. I can't take ownership of people because life is fleeting. And at the end of the day, instead of focusing on what leaves, you focus on the moment you had, the lessons you learned, and grow from it and move forward. Period.
Yeah, I need to take heed to that last thing that you said. Like, like you said, man, it's not even, I don't ever feel like I don't ever feel and I've never felt like I owned anyone. It's just that, like, bruh, it's crazy, Miss Cass, how you can, like, really, like, genuinely, like, support someone. You can be nothing but, like, you can be like the most 100% person to, you can be the most 100 person to them, and they just like, and they just do some flaw stuff, they just do some weird stuff, and that's just, I'm still not, I still, I'm actually at a point now to, like, when, like, well, I'm really at a point now to where, I've just chalked it up to, like, that's just how people are. There was a point in time where I would really try to internalize and think about why certain people did certain things or acted a certain way. But people got their own traumas. I've accepted that human beings are flawed. Even to people that they really have, like, they shouldn't even have any reason to be flawed to. And yeah, I've just kind of, I'm at that point where I've just accepted it for what it is. But it took me a long time to get there because it just
Right.
don't make sense to me.
Well, but see, that's the thing. Some things are unexplainable. But even without an explanation, that's why, like, forgiveness is important. You forgive yourself for allowing, for staying maybe longer than you should have. You forgive yourself for making excuses for them when they would have never made excuses for you. You forgive yourself and you move on. And you know what? Don't even worry about if you never get an apology, because you know what? Hurt people will continue to hurt people, and they will continue to bleed on people who didn't cut them, simply because they don't know how to move past cognitive distance to heal. And I believe that's a major part, especially in our community. We are such forgiving people of others, but we don't forgive ourselves. Our community is crazy, filled and riddled with trauma. But we have to wake up and we have to choose to learn from being hurt by other people, learn from the hurt you've inflicted on other people, and remember that you are human and to err is human. But don't continue to move the way you moved in every season, because you will continue to remain in the same season. You will continue to stunt your own growth. And you know what? Some people become baggage. They become like, like plankton that gets on the boats and stuff. And eventually that stuff has to be removed, because if it doesn't, it's going to slow you down. So look at people as plankton, okay? And you move on, because sometimes it just has to be scrubbed off. Period.
100. Yeah, I needed to hear that. I'm still at a place in my life where I don't forgive people. I know the book says, forgive and forget, and my mom has talked to me about forgiving people, and how you forgiving people is like giving grace to yourself, and not because you forgive someone means that, like, you forget what they did or you have to associate with them anymore, but it's just, I don't know, they say it's just giving yourself grace and, like, part of your healing. But I'm still at a place, like, I don't like act weird towards people, Miss Guys. I don't do flaw stuff to people. Like, I'm very blessed. I'm very accomplished. I'm very successful. I'm really happy. When it comes to girls, like, I don't have a problem with that. Like, I don't wake up thinking about, like, being flawed to people or just being weird. So, like, when people do certain things, like, I just can't even look at you the same. Like, you disgust me. Like, ugh. Like, I just, like, even cringe even thinking about certain people. Like, ugh.
And I get that, but I'm with your mom. Yes, the forgiveness, it offers grace to you, but It's not even about that. It's you can forgive people like she told you. And I ain't no, you don't have to forget, because if you forget, then that means you missed the lesson. So you
Right.
got to remember to get the point of the lesson. But you forgive for you, because every time that you don't forgive, you're still attaching a weight to yourself, because just like the face you made, and you're just I can tell that it's still something there. Now I can think about people that hurt me and I forgave. I can see them, I can speak to them. Some I could even give a hug to, and I can go on about my business and smile, and it does, and I have no feelings toward it at all. And when you can get to that place, that means you've really healed and you're able to grow, like seriously. But I'm gonna tell you, it takes time.
Yeah, I'm not. And that's the thing. I'm not interested in even putting the time in. Like, like maybe I'll get there one day. But like right now, like when people, like men or women, but men, it's not. It don't. Well, I'm not gonna say that men or women, but it mostly be women these days. Like, like that's what I'm saying. Like when I said, like, you can like really be genuine to someone and like really be nice to them and like support them and what they got going on, and then they just do some weird stuff. Like I can't register it to me. Like, I get on TikTok and talk a certain way and like do content, but you've had conversations with me, like you said earlier. Like, I talk like I got some sense when I'm talking to you. So I'm like, I am a sharp tool. So when a sharp tool like me can't register certain things, that's, to me, there's just something really wrong with that person.
Right. And the thing is you can't, again, you don't know what you may not know everything that individual has gone through. You don't have to make excuses for them, but your core values. You know what your core values are. You know the things that make you who you are, and what they eat ain't gonna make you crap. But what they put in front of you, if it is crap, yeah, it has an effect on you. You got to smell it. You know what I'm saying? But once you walk away, you no longer have to worry about it. But the way to get that stench out of your nose is to forgive them and move on, and not even think about it anymore. But again, that takes time. Again, I told you, change and time always happen, but time will always win, because it's unending. Whether we're here or gone, time will continue to go on. And so it takes time. And I get it. I understand where you're coming from. There have been situations where I was like that. It took me 2 years to heal from my divorce. Literally.
Yeah.
And you know what? I could see that man speak and go on about my business like he ain't even there. But it takes time.
Yeah, I'm a well, hopefully I get there one day, because
You will.
that's the thing though. Like, people be talking about like holding grudges and stuff. Like, if you ask Noble doesn't hold any grudges. Like, I really you really become non-existent to me. It's like it's not even that I'm harboring something or holding on to something. It's just that, like, if I was to hear your name, if I was to see you, I'm going. Maybe that's what you're talking about. Because if I do hear these people's name, or if I do see them, I am going to instantly think about them being weird. So I guess that's what you're saying. Like, when you just forgive, you don't forget. But when you forgive, like you said, you can see that person. You can even give certain people a hug and just go about your business. I'm
Yeah.
definitely here.
Yeah.
I'm
And again, it's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen overnight. Again, and it may take you, it may take you, someone else coming into your life that truly shows you how great and genuine they are.
Right.
And, it's twofold. You may remember how that other person did you, but then you're more thankful for the person who has shown themselves to be genuine. But if you wouldn't have had the other misstep from the other person, you wouldn't really appreciate the one you do have
That's true.
for who they are, and for the authenticity that they bring. So again, everything happens in time and seasons, and we just have to sometimes allow time to do what it does, and it heals.
No, that's no, you spot on with that. Yo, Miss Cass, y'all be skating in Houston?
Boy, we skate, we ride horses, we fish, we hunt. Look, you know I'm a country girl, honey. It ain't nothing I don't try.